And when I heard the amount that they save, I definitely dug a hole and put my head in the hole like an ostrich. Definitely felt a little bit embarrassed because it's ridiculous.
China is considered to be an economic superpower, and with good reason. People from Asian countries are often referred to as hardworking, and China is no exception. The Chinese culture work ethic is based on a Confucian principle, which demands respect for the elderly and perfection in work. The Chinese do not shirk away from hard work, but embrace it, believing it brings success. Today I'm going to discuss with you the 8 things that you can incorporate in your life and learn from the Chinese work ethic.
First thing, time perception. If you think you are punctual, please just come to China for a day. It is something that I've never seen and something that I have tried to work on since I've been here, because being on time 100% makes you feel good about yourself. You feel organized. So punctuality is definitely a big thing here in China. I have been to so many meetings where, for example, the meeting will start at 9 a.m. 5 minutes to 9, there will not be a single person in that room. 9 o'clock, that room is full with Chinese people. I still, after 4.5 years, don't know how they do it, but they are never late. The other thing is they do have to clock in. Like here, when we go to work, we have to clock in. When we leave, we have to clock out. When we are late, even for a minute, they do deduct from our salary. So it is very serious here. And Chinese do care a lot about their money, even if it's just a small percentage, like being late. So for them, being punctual is really a big thing. And I think it's something everyone could work towards. When they are punctual, I think they also show a sign of respect to the other people, to their company. They value other people's time, and that also helps them to then grow inside of the company. So, be punctual. Like from my experience, I think in a lot of Western countries, when you are late and your manager maybe has a little talk with you, you don't feel that embarrassed or stepped on, and take it as a warning and move on. Where here in China, if a manager has a one-on-one talk with you, it touches their soul. They really do feel embarrassed, and I don't think any Chinese would ever put themselves in that situation in the first place, to ever have the manager talk. Second thing, Chinese focus on results. Chinese has a proverb that says, hard work contributes to a happy life. So for Chinese, out of my experience and also what I've heard, is if a Chinese person does good inside of their job, inside of their company, no matter how their personal life is, they will never be sad, because at least they have that success of their company. Where I think more Westerners follow to make sure their personal life is happy. With Chinese, it's more the other way around. They feel they really do have everything in life if they have success in their job. Another proverb that the Chinese have is 世上无难事, which means nothing is impossible to a willing mind. So for me, maybe I heard something like this when I was maybe in high school. For them, it is hammered into their mind when they are 2-3 years old. So for them, that is a life value. It's part of who they are. Let me tell you, Chinese are determined and they will reach their goals. And that is just evident when you see how many Chinese-owned companies in the world are flourishing. Yes, I'm trying to keep you here, but I do believe in building that momentum and keeping the best for last. Third, we got 吃苦. This literally translates to eating bitterness. This is the act of persisting through hardship. No matter what they're going through, whether it's personal life, whether it's in the company, for them to really persist through this and work through it, they are very driven by results. So when they do get good results, and it was difficult to get there, this is a way for them to earn respect and also a promotion, which for Chinese is heaven on earth. Chinese are very, very proud of their country. So again, no matter how hard things get for them, they do want to deliver the best possible result, because this is also personal to them. It means they will then live a happy life, they will achieve something and be like, this is what I did. And just imagine their mindset of if something doesn't go as they planned and maybe they fail and let their company down. I think a lot of Westerners, especially in this generation, when things get too hard, it's kind of easy these days to just give up and try something else, or maybe try something 5 times and then still doesn't work and then give up, and at least you can say, oh, I've tried. Where here that mindset doesn't really work, it doesn't really exist. They've never heard about something like that. For them, it doesn't work like that. You just have to get other ways to get the best results. So I think that is definitely something all of us can learn, to really keep on trying and never give up. Because I think 100% these days it's easier for everyone to just give up instead of persisting through that hardship. Fourth, success isn't left to chance. I think we can all agree that China is a very successful country. The reason for this is they subscribe to my channel. No, I'm just joking. Anyway, I'm not going to leave it to chance and hope for subscribers. So please do your thing and subscribe. Have you ever heard about the term hard work beats talent? I don't think China knows the word talent because they just work hard. They have been taught from school, no, actually not even from school, since they were born, that through hard work, literally anything can be achieved. They are in this mindset of when they write a test, they have to get full score. When they get 90-95%, they are disappointed in themselves because they really do study a lot. Chinese kids do not have weekends, for example. I kid you not. I work at an international school, so Saturdays and Sundays, I teach the kids. I ask them, what do you do? Homework. Do you play with your friends? The only time I see my friends is in class. And that is what they're used to. So just imagine studying that hard and then not doing good. This is taught from when they are young. When they write tests, they need to get 100%. Otherwise, they don't get into a good school. Their success comes from working hard. When you get into a good school, you can get into a good university. When you get into a good university, you can get a good job. When you get a good job, you can get a good husband or wife. And this is all the success. So hard work really starts from when they're small, and it's all hammered into their mind. This rapid development, isn't it because... This rapid development... I owed him up! Next, we got striving for perfection. So many Western companies employ an Asian workforce because of how willing they are to reach their end goal. I'm not saying people outside of China don't work hard, but Chinese are just wired differently. They are wired to achieve the end goal, and nothing will stop them to do that. If you've ever seen an Asian person in your company not work hard or not achieve their goals, please let me know, because I'm pretty sure you're gonna have to think real hard. I think striving for perfection when it comes to Westerners, the whole perfection mindset comes around maybe high school or maybe university. This kind of concept, you hear it for the first time. And I think this is one thing that is a little bit sad. Here in China, it does start really early. Like my kids, I have 2 3-year-olds, and when they don't do good in a test, they might get shouted at, or their parents might not be that happy with them. So they do get broken down a little bit with that. And the pressure does build on them, especially with my older kids. Like they have so much homework. And when they're in my class and we do a small test and they get, for example, 9 out of 10, I've literally seen a 7-year-old cry because they got 9 out of 10 on a test. I think the whole striving for perfection outside of school, it makes kind of sense, but still no one's perfect. But for kids, have to feel the need to be perfect or get full scores or get into good schools for them to feel good about themselves. Next up, we got laziness is a crime. Yo, that word does not exist in this country. I do feel, however, foreigners who live in China have put that word into existence. Yo, I'm joking, relax. But I'm serious, that word doesn't exist here. Even if there is nothing to do for them, they will find something to do. At our company where I'm working, all their goals have been achieved. There is nothing for them to do. What do I find out? They have been working an extra day. To do what? To call the parents. Why? The parents already resigned. We already got the money from the parents. No, just to check up on them. They have meetings on Wednesdays. They had exactly the same meeting last Wednesday, but they have it again. So they will always find something to do. And let's be honest, when you hate your work, you're definitely more lazy. But I have this guy at my work. He hates his job. Like, he hates it. And every time I see him, he is working as hard as everyone else, if not even harder. He is nearly #1 in the company in our city. And he hates the company. Like, I don't get it. That is something that I think everyone can just aspire to be like, even when you don't like where you are, to not be lazy and kind of work through it. Like I told you about the whole chuku, like working through the hardship. So hey, if you're lying on the couch watching my video, get up, do some squats, let's go. I don't know if you've ever heard, but Chinese, it's a little bit sensitive topic, I would think. But the Chinese have a work ethic they call 996, which means 9 to 9, 6 days a week. It's not allowed anymore, but it still happens. So you would think working 9 to 9 for 6 days, it's impossible to work all the time, right? And if you've seen videos, Chinese do play a lot of video games on their phones. So you would think, oh, obviously they play games. Chinese has the saying, 差不多, which means good enough. Here they focus less on the processes and the rules, and they just focus on getting the best results. So they would work, even if they achieved a good result, they would work again and again to find as much alternative methods as they possibly could to find the best result. Next, we got, don't just work hard, work smart. Oh, this is something my mother says a lot. So I incorporate this in my life, where I would rather work really hard for 3-4 days, work smart, and then for 3 days have off. Like I said, the best for last. Woo! 8th, we got save. Oh, this is probably a word you hear all the time, but the Chinese are 4th in the world. They have a savings rate of 45%. So if I were you, I would follow the Chinese way. Like some of the Chinese staff that I work with, they literally make maybe a quarter of what I make. And when I heard the amount that they save, I definitely dug a hole and put my head in the hole like an ostrich. Definitely felt a little bit embarrassed because it's ridiculous. So I'm getting some tips from them at the moment. The savings have been going up, so yay. I actually have asked them a few times why they do save, and it's mostly answers like healthcare, education, their parents, but mostly actually relationships. So here relationships is a big thing. Like I told you need to get into a good school, good university, get a good job, and then you need to get married. Like that is your way, whether you want to or not. And for a guy in China, he needs to have a house, and a woman needs to have a stable job and a good bank balance. For a man to meet a woman who just lives paycheck to paycheck, it's very unattractive. And also a woman wants to keep that kind of face on to when she does meet a good man, and they talk about this, that she definitely does not want money to ever be the reason that he doesn't want to be with her. Around 5 million Chinese families have about $900,000 in their bank account at the moment. The first 2 years I lived in China, I definitely just spent that money. But I think I have gotten more responsible, and 100% I owe that to the Chinese around me who have taught me things about saving and really opened my eyes when it comes to that. China is very, very successful, and today I shared with you those core reasons why. So let's not just learn from it, but let's take action.